Welcome back everyone to a very quick Last Day on Earth Season 11 Top 10 Breakdown styled video. If I were to recap this update in one very quick sentence, I would say quality of life changes disguised as a season. And of course, I'll go into much more detail about what that means and why I chose to pick those very specific words as the video goes on. However, before the video starts, go join my new Discord server, code on screen, and let me know your opinions on this update over there or in the comments section below. Reading the comments for these kinds of matters is one of my favorite things to do and helps me get a gauge on how the entire community thinks, not just my opinions. Okay, on with the video. Starting with number 10, we have the Season Premium Pass. Unlike before, we're going to be getting items for both single and multiplayer from the Season Pass, which is a good change. However, as you may notice, it's much harder to level up in the pass. I'll do a video on the exact numbers and how they turn out, but at the very end, there is an infinite box again with the same terrible RNG as Season 10. I can't wait to see everyone's reaction to that. Number 9, and this one's also going to cause a lot of outrage and pay-to-win comments. There is a new type of coin currency at the crater. This works literally just like normal coins used to in Last Day on Earth Sector 7, but they're different than single-player coins. I know this is in response to modders in Sector 7, but come on, all it does is add insult to injury for players who bought coins for Sector 7, increase revenue for LDOE, and basically just give you another thing to buy. Of course, you can buy them in the shop. And speaking of buying things in the shop, number 8, the shop has been filled with new packs. On the screen, I'm going to be putting a bunch of pictures of items and packs you can get from the shop. Honestly, I'm really not a big fan of this change as someone who worked their way up to level 100, but I can see if you do like this change. It makes sense. Either way you stand on this, I think it's very clear we're going to be seeing a lot more pay-to-win comments, especially concerning this shop. And since it's in multiplayer, it affects other players, so the pay-to-play argument really isn't there. However, there is a tad bit of good to come from this area. Number 7, there is a new daily pack in the shop for players who log in daily. I know this is something players have been requesting for a very long time, but this system is a little different from how I and probably they imagined it. It's RNG on what you'll get. Not the more you log in, the better rewards you'll get. It's you log in, you have the chance to get something good day after day after day. And if I were to make a small suggestion to the items they have, I'd recommend adding air filters or other very rare items, maybe the max armor, maybe guns or something like that. And just as you thought this shop thing was going to be alright, there are now these new tent things which cover your district in your shop. And basically what these will end up doing is these affect your popularity. So essentially you can make the argument pay to win. However, I really wouldn't. It doesn't really affect popularity too much. It's only 250. You can get probably that in a level or two. That's not terrible, but Now, the actual content of the season number 5, and I'd put content in quotes here since that's really what it is. The main season part is in the form of contracts in Sector 7. You'll need to go over this board, which is on the leftish side of the map, and here it'll list quests you'll need to complete in order to level up the season pass. So essentially, it's kind of like weekly tasks, but it's on a reset timer, so more of a daily, and it's in the crater, so you really can't just pull it up anywhere. These quests can range anywhere from buying and visiting other districts to collecting specific items in normal zones. I don't think it'll say collect air filters, but I will if they do that. Number 4, the motorcycle. The motorcycle is finally on the multiplayer side of the wall, and it's downright disappointing. I don't know what I expected, but I thought maybe chopper racing and bets, the chopper giving you access to new zones like the nuclear power plants or something like that when the chopper did eventually come. And all of that hope gets completely squished with this. Maybe they'll do that in the future, I don't really know. But this chopper is literally just the buggy zones with 4 extra slots. I mean, storage is appreciated, but compared to what it could have been, gotta say, mildly disappointed. You can change the skin of your chopper, but yeah, that was totally worth the wait. Number 3, the tournaments. There are now 3 different leagues, kind of like from Clash of Clans, for tournaments. The higher you climb, the more ready meal users you face. Or, wait, that wasn't supposed to be in the script. The higher you go, the better rewards you'll get. Since the update just dropped, here's a quick screenshot for the first tier. I'm sure later tiers will be revealed, and I'll probably pin that in the comments below. And speaking of ready meals, number 2, you can now auto-farm oak and sulfur zones. Yeah, more emphasis on ready meals, which, if I remember right, I haven't seen anyone request for that. If I remember players asking for less of an emphasis on ready meals. However, here they are again. Lastly, number 1, the quality of life changes for essentially the entire update. Here are just a few that I noticed off the top. There's probably more. The flashlight icon changed. There is new gas. They added these settings. They revamped the design on business and new notifications, and possibly more. I'll work on that kind of video if that's actually something you'd want to see. I don't know if you really would, but if you want to, let me know. In short, this update literally brings very few changes to the actual core part of Sector 7 and changing up the gameplay, which is something we really wanted to see happen. A good majority of these changes, both minor and shop changes, are very, very small. I don't think this should have ever been stretched into a full-length season, possibly dropped in between seasons, maybe, or something like that, but definitely not a full-length season. And that's why I'd use the sentence in the beginning. It's just a hidden changes update, but disguised as a season. Anywho, if you agree with me or disagree with me, come debate me in the Discord, code on the screen right now. Subscribe, voice your opinion down below or in my Discord. Really interested to hear what you guys say about this update, because that's the best part of these updates, is reading everyone's feedback and how everyone thinks of the update. Maybe the devs will read this feedback, or maybe they won't, but I definitely will, and will push it in my videos and to them. Anywho, see you in the next video. ZD out.